what is happening today in Bayt al-Maqdis, in al-Masjid al-Aqsa, and in Gaza is a shame on this Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam has not come, so this Ummah lives in this state. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam has taught us Izzah, the pride of Islam, and we know that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam has taken a stance against any injustice, and the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam has clearly made that a Muslim, whenever they see something wrong, an injustice, they will change it with their hand. They will not stand by and watch it happening. And this is the state of the Ummah today. If this is not possible to do it with your hand, then you have to take action with your words and make sure that this injustice stops. And if that is not possible, then the weakest form of Iman is that you with your heart you despise what is happening. But we look at the example of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when a woman was in the market of Bani Qaynuqa in Medina, was assaulted by a few of the Jewish residents in the city. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a Muslim there, immediately took action with his hands, and he ascended as a shaheed. Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam raised the whole of the Muslim army to take back the honor that was desecrated of this ummah, and he expelled this whole tribe that stood together behind this aggression. 1,000 years ago, where I'm sitting here in Turkey, in Ankara, a Muslim woman was attacked and taken to the prison in the citadel of the Qal'a, and as she was being dragged, she said, "Wa Islama wa Mu'tasima." Where are the Muslims? Where is the Muslim Khalif? Immediately, news traveled to the Muslim Khalif in Baghdad, and for that he wrote a letter immediately to the governor of Ammuriya, saying, "If you do not leave this woman immediately, I will raise an army. The first of it will be at your gates, and the ends of it will be at the gates of Baghdad." He immediately sent this army and freed this woman. Today at Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, women, and you have seen this just a few weeks ago, how women were being attacked at the gates of Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa and pushed and shoved around, many of them paying a dear price on behalf of this ummah. You saw the desecration of Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa over the last few weeks. You saw what happened in the month of Ramadan and how Muslim worshippers were attacked in Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. 2 years ago, on the 28th of Ramadan, a similar situation, and the Ramadan before and the Ramadan after, and the people in Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa called upon the Ummah, and only one part of this Ummah responded, and these were the great Murabitin of Gaza. Immediately they changed the scenario and stopped the Zionist aggression. What happened on the 7th of October did not start on the 7th of October. The day before, the weeks before, as you have mentioned, attacks across all of the West Bank cities, across Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. Many hundreds of martyrs have been killed in this process. This has been going on for 75 years, or for actually 106 years, since 1917, when the British came and occupied Bayt al-Maqdis in Palestine. Since then, your brothers and sisters have been defending the honor of this ummah, but they cannot do it on their own. They need the whole ummah behind them. And we saw what happened on the 7th of October, how the whole world, the Western world, their governments stood alongside the Zionist regime. And what we saw openly, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes it in the Quran, He says, وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ. And the disbelievers are allies of one another. If you do not do this, then there will be great corruption and great fasad on this earth. If this ummah does not stand together. and not stand in solidarity with the Palestinians. They don't want you to stand in solidarity with them. They want the Ummah to be behind them and next to them in this battle, as they are fighting on behalf of this whole of this Ummah. What has happened on the 7th of October, you have seen and heard the blatant lies of the Zionist regime, talking about 40 babies being beheaded. All of these lies are openly part of this propaganda machine of the Zionists. Not only that, the lies that they have done is clearly apparent, and we are watching it live on TV. When they attacked the hospital, the Baptist hospital in Gaza, immediately their lies started to come out. They said they didn't do this, and Joe Biden came on that day, 10 days, less than 10 days after this happened, he came to stand with his ally. This is not just a Zionist Jewish project. This is a Zionist colonial settler Western project in the region. This is why they would not give it up. You saw what happened in Ukraine and how they stood, but it took 10 months before Joe Biden went there. But this is their project, so they're not going to give it up immediately. Within less than 10 days, Biden was there, the British Prime Minister was there, the Italian Prime Minister, the French and the Canadian and the others are all standing in not in solidarity. They're supporting this Zionist regime, this aggression with weapons, with all forms that they have. And Allah has warned us, if we do not do the same, then there will be great corruption. And this mass killing, these massacres, this genocide will continue if this Ummah does not take serious steps to stop this injustice happening on the land of Bayt al-Maqdis. The Palestinians are not doing it for a nation state, for Palestine. They are doing it on behalf of this Muslim Ummah. Al-Masjid al-Aqsa is not a Palestinian mosque. Al-Masjid al-Aqsa is holiest to the whole of the Muslims. If the same was to happen, God forbid, at the Kaaba, if the Americans would occupy the Kaaba directly, and to go to the Kaaba, you have to ask permission of the Americans. You go there, and at the gates of Al-Masjid al-Haram, there are American soldiers with guns. And then as people are praying or making tawaf, they're killing them. Would this Ummah stay in this same state and say, let's talk about it? This is complicated. It is not. And there is only two masjids mentioned in the Quran directly, Al-Masjid al-Haram and Al-Masjid al-Aqsa. A third of the Quran are stories of prophets, the majority of whom were on this land. This is the second mosque built on earth for humanity, for those who believe amongst humanity. The first was being the Kaaba. 40 years later, with the first humans on earth, with Prophet Adam alayhi salam, Al-Masjid al-Aqsa was created as the second center of Tawheed on this earth. And for this Ummah not to be taking action is actually a shame on this Ummah. And you sometimes think this Ummah does not exist. The last time I was in the Masjid al-Aqsa, I cried when I saw a Zionist soldier attacking your Muslim sister while she was reading the Quran in al-Masjid al-Aqsa. He attacked her and got on top of her and bit her with his teeth like a vicious dog. That day showed me that this Ummah, I felt this Ummah is dead. And what is happening today in Gaza is a wake-up call for this Ummah. If this Ummah does not get its act together and act to liberate al-Masjid al-Aqsa, we will continue to be in this state of humiliation for another 100 years. If God forbids, Gaza falls today, al-Masjid al-Aqsa will fall and will be destroyed. And the Zionists, both Jewish and Christian, the evangelical Christians in the United States and across the Western world, want a temple, a Jewish temple, to be built on top of your first Qibla, on top of the second Muslim masjid on earth. They want to take over Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa and turn it into a Jewish place of worship, like they have done in Al-Masjid Al-Ibrahimi in Al-Khalil in Hebron, where they have, after they committed a massacre in Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa in 1994, killing the Muslims while they were praying their Fajr prayer in the month of Ramadan in February 1994. They then closed Al-Masjid Al-Ibrahimi for 6 months and then reopened it, giving the Jews 60% of the masjid, and they have spatially and temporally divided Al-Masjid Al-Ibrahimi. This is what they aim in the first stage of Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. And if we lose Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, how will we face Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam on the Day of Judgment?